A new round of tariffs hits imports from dozens of countries starting tomorrow. These import taxes are on top of the 10% tariff President Trump slapped on goods from every country last week. It has all prompted stock markets to plunge around the world, though they are ticking up a little bit today. What does this market turbulence mean for you and me, the rest of us? Let's put that to Roben Farzad, host of the podcast Full Disclosure. Hey, Robin.
Hello.
We hear a lot. Wall Street is not the same thing as Main Street. The stock market is not the same thing as the economy. But economists also call it a leading indicator, a clue to where we're all going here. So for those of us who think about our jobs, our budget, what is it all indicating?
Look, this is a period of risk off, right? When things are great and interest rates are low and there's volatility and it's so quiet, you're bound to take risks. You'll look at what cash yields, you'll look at what treasuries do, and you know what? You'll take a flyer on the stock market. It's been a good bet over the long run. But when you get this kind of uncertainty, as we saw the likes of last week, injected in one fell swoop into the global economy where you don't know how this is going to affect U.S. multinationals, how it'll affect China. Are people going to buy iPhones? Are people going to hoard appliances from Lowe's? And then is there going to be this, summer, winter, if you will, in spending? And so they pull back.
Yeah, well, potential recession fears. I mean, should we think about that a little bit more than we did a week or two ago?
Yes, and the market tells you as much if you see the short end of the Treasury curve and the people on Wall Street talking about, yes, this is what happens. You can create a recession. You can manufacture a recession, pardon the pun, by going in there and slapping tariffs, whether, unilaterally, multilaterally, reciprocal tariffs, whatever you want to call them. And that will have a chilling effect on purchasing. People who are on the brink of making purchases or even going on vacations will think twice about it right now. And this is what we've seen wrought over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, let me ask you about this kind of economic activity that we all decide whether to do or not to do. Americans don't all own stock, but something like 6 in 10 of us do. When prices fall and people have less money in their retirement accounts, in their stock accounts, do they tend to spend less, go on fewer vacations, go to restaurants less often?
There is a wealth effect and an echo chamber. If you keep hearing it, if it leads the news at the top of every hour on NPR, if you see it in the evenings on whoever still watches the nightly news, yes, there's a negative wealth effect, just like the Dow hitting record highs, even though the Dow doesn't make much sense to 2025. There's a psychological lift there. And similarly, companies, if they see that their stock prices are tanking, Wall Street will hold back on IPOs and new deals and mergers and acquisitions. I mean, it is all a constant reminder of where investor psychology is and where corporate psychology is.
Holding back. The other thing we hear a lot about on the business page is uncertainty. Companies, employers, they don't know what the tariffs are going to be that they'll have to pay. They don't know if their products are going to get taxed if they get sent to, say, European customers. They don't know if we're going to have a recession. What does the uncertainty mean, not just for corporate boards, for us regular people? I have a kid looking for her first job out of college.
Yeah, precisely. You're going to hold off, right? If there's a chilling effect up and down from corporate finance to the CFO to HR to individual departments, and you realize it's a time of austerity. I have heard anecdotally that a lot of people have been showing up at the office much more kind of preemptively over the last several weeks. You're going to think twice about hiring. And by the way, Scott, cash is still yielding a decent amount. And people, individuals and companies and small businesses would say, I could do worse than just, cool off and park my money in cash until and unless this uncertainty subsides.
Yeah. Finally, Robin, we're hearing some people advising us, buy that thing now before it goes up in price, before the tariffs kick in. A friend of mine just bought a used car to try to maybe get ahead of all this. What does that FOMO mindset tell you about the American
consumer? Scott, I got to tell you,
right
I
now?
wish I had this spidey sense, because exactly 5 years ago, I was the last one on my block to know that you're supposed to hoard toilet paper. Like, what does pandemic have to do with toilet paper? And then chicken wings and pickles and cars. I completely missed that. I think atavistically, I don't have that necessary sense. I mean, I should be snuffed out by evolution. But in this case, in the absence of definitive news, you're going to go out there. You do remember the pain of supply chains. And if you have a house that's waiting for an appliance to finish off the remodeling or whatever it is, you're going to pounce. There's a hoarding mentality out there. Definitely FOMO.
But do you have yeast? Roben Farzad, host of the podcast Full Disclosure. Roben, thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.